Hello guys, welcome to today's tier list. Today we'll be looking at the secondaries of Hunt Showdown. And yeah, this 2-slot category. Remember, this ranking is subjective, so it's my opinion. Please don't get offended. I mean, I don't really care, I will defend my point or something, blah blah blah. So, quick disclaimer before we begin. Artie from the future here. I kind of forgot the Mose and Obrez drum, but I already deleted my screenshots, so yeah, you're allowed to call me an idiot for that. I also won't be doing dual pistols as said in my name because I was too lazy to do so, and I feel like they're just way too much about preference. I may do them in a different tier list, but not in this one. Anyway, enjoy the video. I mean, I'm gonna try to put some skits in there, but otherwise, I hope you just still enjoy the way I ranked things and don't beat my head in. Let's let's start off with the first candidate right from the get-go, the Vandal 73C. And I'm honestly gonna say it's gonna go into C tier. The main reason why I put the Vandal 73C into C tier is because it's just very, I don't know, outperformed. Because the thing is, while it is beneficial due to the fact that it's not a variant that you have to unlock anymore, the Vandal kind of fell short because of that. Because, I mean, the Vandal, its main appeal is that it's a 2-slot Winfield that fires compact ammo, which wouldn't be bad if it wouldn't be a downgrade of the 3-slot variant that is already scratching a bit of the bottom of the barrel. I personally do not really like it, except maybe for the next variant I'm going to talk about, which is actually pretty decent. But, I mean, we'll get to that in a second. Next is the Terminus Shorty. And I'm going to put that thing straight up in A tier. The Terminus Shorty is just simply very good due to the fact that it's a leverable shotgun in a secondary format. It gets less ammo, its range is horrendous, and the thing can be super duper inconsistent, but just having that pocket firepower at the ready can just simply save your life a bunch of times, especially if you're playing some heavy hitting rifles such as the Sparks, Springfield, anything that really does boom boom whenever you need it. And I mean, it's just super duper fun. So just having that is just peak. Next, S tier is the Spectre Shorty. I know I'm probably gonna upset people or even confuse them by saying that the Spectre is S tier while the Terminus isn't, but the Spectre kind of just gets the better of me because of the fact that what it doesn't have in levering, it compensates with raw fire rate. This thing fires quicker, like by default, than the goddamn Terminus with Iron Eye. And I mean, that's kind of my issue. The Terminus, even the base one, the like large one, fires too slow. If you miss your shots, you're cooked. It leans on that levering, and when that crutch is kicked out from under you, you are just screwed. It's not very good to just be running around with no levering on the Terminus Shorty. But, I mean, if you just have the Terminus unlocked because you played the Terminus a bunch, or perhaps you just got it from the blueprint, you can use it as a substitute for the Spectre, but otherwise I'd just say unlock the Spectre Shorty, you'll love it. Next is the Mose and Obrez, which, I mean, the base Obrez for me honestly goes into B tier. The main reason is quite simple. The base Obrez has the same high recoil as all Obrez variants without a stock. It has horrendous fucking sight sway, and it just doesn't bring anything to the table except that 2-slot, and I personally don't like that. While the Obrez itself is a good weapon, I'm just going to rank them based on secondary slots and what the utility is that they bring to the table or the performance. And since there are literally variants that bring utility to the table, the Obrez is going into B tier. Because I personally say that if there's something better, why should I rank it high if the others just do it straight up better without any significant drawbacks? Next is the bow. The bow is a secondary that honestly goes into A tier. Because, I mean, the bow is a silent secondary. It can be equipped with concertina arrows if your mom doesn't love you. And it just overall is a very solid secondary. Either for stealthy takedowns, in assistance to a rifle. Or just for bringing utility if you find, for example, a box of frag arrows on the map. Which, I mean, it does happen. Otherwise, I mean, it's the bow. It one-shots, it's silent, your ammo can be picked back up, it's 2 slots for one shot, and it's great for ambush play if you don't have a lot of money because the thing is dirt bloody cheap. Next, we have the Chukunu. The Chukunu, honestly, I'm gonna stick it in C tier. The main reason I stick it into C tier is because it's kind of a wannabe of all projectile weapons. It wants to be a crossbow, but it doesn't have the damage. It wants to be a bow, but it doesn't really have the versatility. And it wants to be a bomb launcher because it wants to lob explosive, but the explosive isn't that strong, and you can kill yourself with it if you're not careful. And I mean, that's kind of the issue with it. The fact that this thing fires if you pull the trigger. So, for example, let's just say you're trying to spam an enemy to death and you hold the trigger or press it too often. Then you may fire a bolt when the enemy is dead, and if you're doing that with explosives, you will just kill yourself. Then let's go to S tier, the Haymaker. The Haymaker, oh my god, I love this gun. I don't play it very often due to me being a greedy bastard and not really wanting to waste money, but holy shit, the Haymaker is good. Having the pocket shotgun with basically an uppercut is so much better. Not to mention the fact that the thing comes with a 9-round cylinder, which actually gives you ammo capacity and makes this a good rifle substitute. Having the pocket label around that also has a shotgun underslung is kind of funny due to the fact that that shotgun may not be expected. The only real problem is that it has a very distinct sound and takes ages to reload for both weapons. While the shotgun isn't so bad, reloading that 9-round cylinder fully takes ages, so I'd suggest keeping tabs on your ammo. The thing also comes with plenty good ammo types, but I wouldn't really run anything except maybe FMJ on the primary and perhaps slugs on the secondary, although I usually keep it to buckshot because I say it's my secondary, it's not my bloody primary. The thing also can run Dragon's Breath and Flare, but I mean, why would you bother with that when you have slugs and buck? Next, Seni Shorty, S tier. The thing, yeah, like, what is there to say? The Seni Shorty is goated. It's pretty much what the Vandal wants to be, but the Vandal just gave up on life. The Seni Shorty has solid damage, decent muzzle velocity, plethora of good ammo types. I mean, if you find Dum Dum, even better. But I mean, even FMJ or Poison just already do such a great job. I mean, if you are a head clicker, you have high velocity to bring it up to about normal Seni velocity. Like, this thing is amazing. And I mean, as I said, if you find Dum Dum, the thing is pretty much unstoppable because just like the drilling, it's a 2-tap weapon, except that it's a repeating gun. While firing slower than the drilling, you have a 6-round magazine, and the thing absolutely slaps in combination with a shotgun or a bow, and which is usually my combo for that, just running the Seni Shorty FMJ with a bow. Bornheim match. I mean, this thing honestly goes into A tier for me. It's a solid pistol. It fixes one of the most annoying issues with the Bornheim being the ridiculous recoil. And it still makes it a secondary, so I feel like it's pretty good. It can be used as a primary, but I wouldn't really do that due to the fact that, well, it's kind of lackluster damage. You still only get the 5-round magazine, and the fact that, you know, if you don't have aim or if you're at range, the thing really doesn't do too well unless you can click perfect heads. But I mean, it's still a good weapon, solid choice, especially for secondary, and that's kind of what puts it into A tier for me. Next is the bomb launcher. I mean, the bomb launcher I'm mostly going to plant in C tier because, I mean, the main reason I don't like the bomb launcher so much is because it's, for me, just a downgraded bomb lance without most of the utility of the bomb lance, because I personally feel like you don't really run the bomb launcher for the launching ability. I mean, now you may because of the frag arrow thing that they've now been made scarce, which was bloody needed. I hope they make Concertina scarce as well. The bomb launcher is just slow and clunky. It requires an additional perk, and I mean, the range is pretty unpredictable. I've killed my teammates plenty times, or almost killed them anyway, by firing frag from the thing, so I mostly just use it for maybe Dragon's Breath or Steel Ball ammo, but even then I just regret life due to the fact that the thing doesn't really do much. I mean, harpoon ammo kinda works, but at the same time, once I have the bomb lance, I usually just say au revoir to the thing and basically do not want to touch it ever again. And every prestige, I'm reminded why I hate the thing. Next, Drilling Shorty, B tier, because I mean, the Drilling Shorty as a secondary kind of only works on shotguns and as a range extension, so why is it B tier? Well, it's mostly B tier due to the fact that the next shorty we're going to talk about literally brings more to the table and is overall more fun, in my opinion. I mean, an additional problem why I only put in B tier is because it takes the velocity of the drilling with Dum Dum or FMJ and makes it even worse, and it's a shortened version, so the shotgun is more unreliable as well. The iron sights are worse as well due to the little ball being moved up, meaning that your anxiety over whether it's going to be a headshot or not is even higher. So yeah, that's the drilling shorty. Solid weapon if you have aim, otherwise not that flexible. The drilling hatchet, on the other hand, goes into A tier. The main reason I don't stick it into S tier is because it has the same flaws as the normal drilling shorty. But it's still better because of that axe, because that actually gives you utility to whack somebody in case they get a bit too close. This also makes it super fun and enjoyable to use, and it's usually my go-to for a shotgun when I have one lying around. I mean, I don't really use them too much, and I like them over the main drilling, because unless they bring something like a drilling trauma or another cool variant, it's not really going to be that useful. Otherwise, I just run the shorties because I just enjoy them more. They're 2 slots, so they can be paired as a secondary, and you can try to plug the holes that they leave behind. Yeah, that's that. Next, we have the Curse of Hand Showdown, the Order 4 Shorty. So yeah, somebody at Crytek thought that after a disastrous launch of Scorched Earth, they should introduce something that the community asked for totally and all people wanted. A small clown in cringe. I mean, like, the thing is, it's so busted. Like, sure, yes, you get short barrel, but I mean, the thing is a semi-automatic shotgun that gets 1 shell less in the magazine. So you can usually double tap, and unless you're trying to snipe somebody from 500 meters away using slugs, this thing will pretty much decimate them. I mean, it's like a pocket blaster, and I mean, if you whip this out after just firing your shitty gun, then people that push you will just be plenty surprised, and yeah, you'll be laughing in their faces as you just deleted them with the biggest bullshit in the game. The Romero Shorty, S tier. I mean, the thing costs barely anything. I think it's like $40. It can take 2 ammo types, has the longest one-shot range out of all the pocket shotguns. I mean, the thing is just versatile as shit. You can get it pretty early on. And I mean, the only real drawback is the fact that there is a variant that, yet again, brings utility to the table. But I mean, till you get that, this thing is pretty good. I mean, as a backup to like a Springfield or something, or just anything really, because I mean, as long as you're running a ranged loadout, having a Romero Shorty, it's always great against those pesky bow players or similar shit, which I mean, especially, I don't know if it's just a thing in 5-star elo, but I've been seeing them a lot more, so just having that one-shot wonder with you is quite good. Next, Springfield Shorty. I mean, that thing is honestly going into D tier because the base Springfield Shorty is kind of pointless. It's a Springfield except worse in every way, and I mean, I feel like you wouldn't really bring it. You mostly bring the Springfield because you're broke, but even then, there's a variant that gives you at least some utility, so I do not like the Springfield Shorty. Yeah, next up, Uppercut Deadeye. I mean, the Uppercut Deadeye goes into B tier for me because, I mean, it has a problem that many pistols with a stock have, and that is the fact that it doesn't change the gun underneath. Well, the Uppercut has great body shot damage, and you can somewhat headshot with it. The Uppercut Deadeye just kind of falls short because it's a long ammo pistol with no extended barrel or improved stats that relies on either getting a headshot, at range mind you, or getting a double tap body shot with the Uppercut's fire rate, which is already improved by using the stock, but I mean, at the same time, it's still not that great. So I feel like it's it can work, but I mean, just not something that I would pick for the Deadeye role. It's maybe something if I want a range extension to my shotgun, and I'm like, I want a very clunky sniper that at the same time doesn't really have any range. But otherwise, I mean, it's still an uppercut, so solid damage, solid wall pen, yada yada. So it can be used, just not that fun. This goes into A tier because it's much less clunky to use, and you can actually use the benefits of it, being less recoil on your uppercut and not breaking your wrist every time you fire it. It also comes with extra ammo, just like the Deadeye, which I forgot to mention, but it doesn't come with the scope, which, I mean, it's preference. I mean, I feel like if you're running an uppercut, you may enjoy the iron sights more, but if you say I truly want to snipe more or have more range, go with the precision. Oh boy, the Rival Shorty. I mean, the Rival Shorty honestly goes into C tier, and the main reason is its bloody inconsistency. When you're not running the thing as like a secondary finishing move, the thing can be very, very inconsistent, and that's kind of the issue with it. Consistency is a big part of Hunt Showdown, and I mean, one thing that happens consistent is trades in close range, and something that's worse than a trade is you blasting somebody with 12 gauge buckshot just for him to keep standing and just knife you in the ass because you're using a Rival. The Rival is overall one of my favorite weapons because it's a double barrel, so I mean, like, yeah, but just knowing that your enemy will actually topple over is pretty good. The rival mace will honestly go into A tier because the thing still comes with a mace, which is great for taking out immolators. One of the biggest problem of short weapons is that they do not have good melee damage, which is especially annoying if you have to deal with immolators because you're not running knuckles or a spear. So having that mace is good, plus also having a plan B in case your rival rivals your ass is always good. Even though it may not be a one-shot at all times. I think it's like maybe two-shot, or maybe it's actually a one-shot. No matter what. Like, I mean, just having the mace on there makes it straight up better. Obrez mace, same story, goes into A tier. I mean, the thing is literally goated. It has the mace, it has the Obrez, perfect combo. Like, you can whack people in close range where the Mosin part may fail you, and you also have the firepower of a Mosin in a compact format. It's great. I mean, like, literally, just having that is so freaking good, you won't believe it. Then, next up, the Vandal Deadeye, Bullseye, because it doesn't have a stock. B tier. I mean, can make a budget head clicker, but I personally would probably just run it with the FMJ just to have an range extension of the Vandal, / if you don't like the iron sights or just want to support your team from the distance. The Vandal Striker, I mean, it kind of goes into C tier as well. It does bring some utility, but I mean, it's a light utility, so the bladed ones, I mean, they can one-shot, but at the same time, I feel like using the Vandal is just to move out of desperation or just because you're in a cult of the Vandal. So I feel like personally you wouldn't really use the thing. So using a variant that is bladed and therefore cannot kill immolators in any way, shape, or form is kind of bad, especially if your other weapon may also have a blade but actually be 20 times more useful. Romero Hatchet, S tier. Just a Romero shorty, but even better. Sure, it cannot book immolators, but it can one-shot players, which is pretty good on a single-shot shotgun, because it may come down to that if you're dealing with a team or your teammates decided that dying was a valid option. Springfield Bullseye, actually A tier. I mean, this thing is pretty goated. It's a mini sniper Springfield, very versatile. Is one of the few, / I think actually the only 2-slot gun that can use fast fingers, which makes it pretty much a pistol-ish. I don't know. Personally, super underrated gun, very fun. I mean, with high velocity, Explo ammo, or Dum Dum, because I mean, those ammo types just work very well. I mean, the high velocity is self-explanatory. The Dum Dum is Springfield standard. Everybody uses Dum Dum on their Springfield or Poison, but I personally see Dum Dum because I mean it's much more versatile. Explosive ammo is great for breaching, which can also be fun because, you know, there's nothing more fun than grenadiering your enemy out of the compound because you just keep tossing explosives in there after blowing up the shutters that were meant to protect them. The Springfield Striker, on the other hand, I mean, it's kind of a B tier because, I mean, well, it's not as bad as the normal shorty. The thing has a one-shot alternative. Yeah, it's still a Springfield shorty without much to add, honestly, except that blade. And I mean, the thing isn't that good, so I feel like just run the Bullseye instead if you have it. Otherwise, or just not run a Springfield at all and literally run any other shorty that you can get. Then, Nagant Deadeye. I mean, this thing is honestly freaking C tier. I mean, I'm not going to be as bad on it. It does have the potential to head click with high velocity, but yet again, unlike the Officer Carbine, it doesn't come with an extended barrel, which is kind of the killer for the thing. I mean, if it came with an extended barrel at least, or somewhat extended barrel, the thing could potentially kick ass, but it just feels like Crytek intentionally meant this thing to be garbage. So just having that is kind of bad. It's not very good damage-wise, and you can't fan it or dual-wield it for obvious reasons. Oh, well, you can fan it, but I mean, it's the slow kind of fanning, which, I mean, it may work, it may not, but, I mean, you don't need a scope for fanning, honestly. Yeah, then we get the Centennial Appointment, which, in my opinion, is a solid S tier. The main reason I personally find this Centennial Appointment to be S tier is because it's the only Centennial Marksman variant we have, and it's in a shorty concept, which means that you have 2-slot, can run a primary shotgun full length if you want to, or anything else, and it's a Seni, which means you have already pretty high velocity, and you only have 60 meters less than the default Centennial, so slapping some high velo on that thing makes it a great sniper weapon, while also not being as clunky as the sniper variant. Great. The Seni silencer, also S tier. I mean, it's a Seni, but with a silencer, slap some poison, slap some FMJ, slap some Dum Dum on there, and you're in business. The thing can be pretty fun. It is pretty much just a silenced revolver though, due to the 6-shot magazine capacity, but I mean, it does come with a decent velocity yet again, which is the selling point. The only issue is that you have a lower velocity than the base shorty, and so you may need to get used to that. But I personally enjoy the silencer shorty from time to time, especially if I'm running stealthier loadouts. So I may sometimes take it on my bow, but you need to decide whether you want the stealth or the reliability of the base / pointman shorties. So that's kind of just the point that you have to decide on. The Scotfield Precision, I mean, it kind of goes into D tier. I mean, I know I'm probably trashing on the gun, but I just do not have a good time with the Scotfield. Putting a stock on a shitty pistol kind of doesn't really fix its problems. It still feels clunky, it still feels unnecessary, the velocity isn't improved, and when you usually run the thing with FMJ or Dum Dum, yeah, those ammo types reduce velocity, and while I know some people may say, oh yeah, just run high velocity, yeah, but the problem is I'm running a medium ammo pistol, which I'm running for the body tap potential, so I'm not really running it to run high velocity on it. Not to mention the fact that FMJ gives me wall pen and Dum Dum gives me pressure, so yeah, high velocity doesn't really give me anything of that, except maybe easier headshots, but I suck anyway, so going for those headshots is pointless for me if I'm not running something like a Nagant Officer or similar high-velocity weapons. Last is the Nagant Precision, which is honestly also a D tier. Its damage is shit. The gun itself is just what the hell. And I mean, it's like, yeah, as a more precise fanning weapon, okay, sure, but the thing is like literally so questionable, to put it mildly, and that's kind of my tier list here. Finishing note arty here, the Obrez would have been in S tier because I mean it's a 15-round Mosin in a secondary slot with 10 rounds in reserve. Pretty goated, recommended. Anyway, back to the video / the ending of it. I mean, I know it may just anger some people, but I mean this is just what I personally feel is valid. Just having these guys in S tier, A tier looking like this. I know some of these may be ranked lower than their potential is, but I mean, as I said, guys, just remember these things are ranked in my opinion. My opinion may be wrong according to you, may be wrong according to the community. I'm just trying to put it out there how I feel. This doesn't mean that I don't use any of the lower ranked weapons. I do run the Moes and Obrez from time to time. Just since I'm usually a greedy bastard and I'm prestige hungry, I try to save money to actually have fun and run solid loadouts, so I may not run some of the more expensive options on this list. Anyway, thank you for watching and have a great day.